Okay, hello sweethearts. So I haven't made a video in a while because I was kind of uninspired, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, don't have that many viewers now anyway, so probably you didn't bother. Anyway, so first off, I've got great news because I'm gonna have a gig soon, like in September. It's going to play at a bar, the music, and I'm very excited about that. But yeah, today I kind of want to talk a little bit about perception, and yeah, because I'm mostly going to talk about my hair because it's like a perfect example for what I'm trying to say. Because I've got green hair and it's very bright. You can't see it that well on the video, but it's really very bright. And people notice that. I mean, and I don't blame anybody because if I'm going to see somebody who looks like some neon sign, I'm totally going to look at them because that's kind of normal. I mean, it's a normal reaction. So I don't really mind that. And I got used to that a long time ago because I kind of always managed to look somehow different, even if it wasn't really what I was trying to achieve. But yeah, I've always managed that and I totally get used to it. And it's funny to sometimes watch people's reactions because, as I said, I don't expect anybody to just ignore it or something. Like, you can stare if you want to, for a short amount of time. It's not very impolite. It's a little bit impolite, but not too impolite. And, it's just funny because, of course, I get a lot of reactions like, people just stare. And then when I look at them, they just look away and they'll like go on or something. That's fine. That's what happens all the time. But there was one funny guy because I was going to my bike tonight, and there was one pretty funny guy on his bike. He was a little bit pudgy and he had just such a kind of face. You just wanted to hug him. He just looked like you wanted to hug him, and he also had a cute helmet on, and it was very sweet. And he just looked at me like this while he was driving by. And this was a really sweet reaction because that's the kind of reaction that makes me really happy. By having green hair, I don't really try to attract attention. I have it because I like it and I think it suits me, and it also expresses my personality. But if somebody looks happy about seeing my hair, I really don't mind that. I'm really super happy about that. And he was just like really driving by like this, and that was just really brilliant. And there was also one lady driving by. Well, her guy, whatever, boyfriend, brother, I have no idea, was driving, and she was sitting in the passenger seat, and she was driving by while I was waiting somewhere, and she just looked at me like, and she seemed just really happy about it, and that was pretty great too. And yeah, and another situation where my hair really made me feel good was, I was at the post office. I was at the post office, and I get really scared because I don't like talking to people who seem very grumpy, and I want something from them, like to mail a package somewhere or something. And I don't like it when they're grumpy because I always feel like I'm annoying them, even though they're getting paid for what they're doing. But still, I just feel like it. So the woman seemed really grumpy and really unhappy, and I was like, oh my god, fucking shit, I'm going to have to talk to her, and she's going to be super annoyed, and I'm going to feel awful about it. But then I came up to her, and she just looked at me, and her whole face lit up like this, like, she just smiled, and her whole face lit up, and I would get really happy about those. And those are situations where I'm just really happy that my hair is different, because it just makes me feel good, and it makes my life a little bit nicer sometimes. It doesn't make it easier, but it doesn't make it nicer. And then there are the moments where stuff isn't so great. For example, when you just see people looking at you and they're judging you immediately. Like, when, for example, parents or friends of mine are very skeptical about letting them hang out with me because I'm just such a, punk and whatever. I'm so weird and probably totally dangerous. Which is like totally not what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm not trying to say anything by having green hair, but which is really totally not me. I mean, my nails are glittering and pink, and green is just my favorite color. It's very bright and it's very happy, and that's just what I am. And I don't dress very punky either. I mostly dress very colorful. Colorfully, whatever. Um, so, either way, I mean, judgment is a two-way street. when you're going to stick out, people are going to notice. And that's something that automatically comes with judgment and reactions. And my mother always tells me that I gotta deal with it. When I look differently in any way, then I gotta deal with it. And that's true. I mean, I could launch an endless rant about why that is totally not okay. Like, I'm different, and that's like a free ticket for people to judge me. But it's just the way it is. We can't really change it. It's not really okay, but it's the way it is. I gotta deal with it to a certain extent. And it's just a two-way street, you know. You can choose not to express yourself in any way you want to, and just get by, or you can just express yourself in whatever way, and then you gotta learn to deal with people's judgment. But for me, it's worth it, because, you know, I know there are lots of people who think, yeah, I'm some kind of punk, and I'm really crazy, and wow, that's, you really shouldn't hang out with me because I'm probably dangerous because I have green hair, which is totally true. I mean, my hair is absolutely toxic. No, but on the other hand, I also have very positive reactions on it, because, you know, I am not dangerous. I'm really not. I'm like the most harmless person in the world. And lots of people just see it the way it is. It's bright and it's happy, and that's what I'm actually expressing with that. So, yeah. For me, it's worth it, because I get a lot of positive feedback too. And as long as your friends like you the way you are, and as long as you have people that are not going to judge you, and there are always people who aren't going to judge you, as well as there are people who are going to judge you, you can just not give a fuck about anybody who stares at you. It's flattering in some way too. I mean, at least they're looking at your hair and not at your boobs. Which wouldn't be a lot better for me, but yeah. I don't know, it's just the way it is. I hope this wasn't too jumbled, and yeah, I love you very much, and I hope all of you are having a good time. And yeah, tune in if you want to watch more. Goodbye.